Hello and welcome to Dungeons and Dragons: A Darkened Wish, Season 3, Episode 5. Paths are made by walking, not waiting. And I would just like to say, as the consummate professional I am, that we all are, dare I say. One of the things we do during the countdown to this starting the episode is to say the worst things we can think of to try and trip each other up. And Sam got me. I'm hard to get, but they got me this time. Just like on the way out, just like bang, and live. So, with that, let us start with you, Sam, while I collect myself.
Well, I haven't gotten too many paths by walking, but nonetheless, you'll find me zooming around the internet as Sam DeLeve playing your Asmar rogue, Aiden.
In D'Artagnan.
Hello, I'm D'Artagnan Mattaliano, and you can find me at Mattaliano at literally anything. It's DAMATTALIANO. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm so messed up.
And it was such a simple one too. I
don't know why it got me so
just like wham, just come in for the hug, and at the last second to the body, boom. Yeah. I'm like, ah.
Oh, it was just so. Oh god. Okay.
No, we got it. We'll do it live. We're not even gonna fix this in post. We're not even gonna try. Internet. We're not even gonna try.
I think it's got a good energy. Let's keep it.
Mate.
There we go. There's my mute button. Hi, I am Mayleigh Damage. You can find me at all the socials at whatever they are / Mayleigh Damage, and I will be playing your human wizard, Helene.
Excellente. Aki.
Hi, everybody. I'm Aki, and I play Karrin and Kerrin, your Wood Elf clerics.
And finishing out the horn, last but not least, Alcuin.
Hey, I'm Alcuin Gersh. You can find me on social media at Different Elves. It's different_elves. And I'm playing Rayonde, the Dragonborn monk.
And I, being the consummate professional, plan this to end at you because I've been told you are volunteering to be recaptain today.
It's true. It does fall to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where to start? Like all good stories, I think that they start in the middle, right? In media res. And actually, the res came later. Point being, we started out last time in the middle of a conflict of sorts in hell. I mean, it's to be expected. We had been sent down there to find this wizard who apparently was a bit of trouble. And surprised she was. Had some demon friends who didn't take a shine to us. And right at a point where we thought we were going to be able to talk things through, she was carried away by some dragon creature, terrible thing. And then while we proceeded to, hold our own, I think we were doing quite well against a horde of devils. She came back. And Karrin and myself, Rayonde, intercepted her before she got back, and had a bit of a chat. I'd like to think that it was maybe our superior force of arms or personality that convinced her to send away her devilish entourage. Then we had I guess, what would you call it, a religious experience or so, where the twins called upon their god, Coralin Lorethian, elven god of elf stuff, I presume. And they showed up. It was rather magnificent. I will give them that. It was able to bring our rogue back, a consummate professional as always, Aiden, who had been constricted to the point of unconsciousness, really. Gods have a way of clearing those sort of things up. Then we Xander, I believe, spoke the code word, which returned us back to Snowdon and our benefactor, Lady Eliza. We had a bit of a debrief with her and Nosier, who the less is said about the better. Then Lady Eliza took Helene aside to have a bit of a private conversation. But I mean, when you've got folks like us around who are professional eavesdroppers, who knows how private that will really be? I believe you're muted, chap.
That's you're not as professional an eavesdropper as you thought, because you can even hear what I was saying. Think
That's
about
right. You got me.
Does anyone have anything else to add to that stellar recitation of what happened? Perfect. Beautiful. Well, then I believe that pretty much covers it. And I guess the one thing I didn't say is Happy New Year. We're speaking to you from the distant past, but hopefully if you're seeing this, society didn't collapse and it's January. So, hey, we made it. Yeah. And with that said, go ahead and roll the introduction. Here on the Isle of Snowdon, it is, of course, a part of the glorious empire of House Kendrick, at least somewhat nominally, overseen by the protector of the island, Lady Erliza, who, in exchange for helping you all retrieve your friend, said she would want something in return, something small, not very intrusive, I'm sure. And now we find our heroes still in this grand ballroom after Helene has been whisked away with her to speak in private, and Nosier has cleared the guards out, leaving this substantial celebratory display here. You all are in a lavishly appointed room with a very large hearth in the corner, which is currently not burning. And on the ground, there are markings burned into the ground by whatever magic she utilized to bring you back. And here you all stand, still blood-stained and stinking of sulfur, but alive.
Is there any servants around?
You just dismissed them all, but there is a large amount of food and drink from all over the islands and up and down the Sword Coast. You can see a very lavish banquet had been prepared.
All right, so over and under, what percentage of this do you think is poisoned?
I'm certain that we could actually determine that for you fairly easily.
Well, it's no fun if you don't bet first.
Now,
I'll take that bet.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you all have, I guess there was a good amount of battlefield healing that was done. So for the most part, none of you are too particularly grievously injured at this exact second, correct?
Yeah, I think I got a few scratches on me.
Right. However, Aiden definitely is very much bloodied and carved up, and Kerrin also looks particularly worse for wear.
Everybody with the exception of Aiden got a mass heal. So the twins are actually both fine.
Got it. Aiden was indisposed at the moment.
Correct.
Everyone's fine. Aiden is also fine, but only in a very different sense of the word. Not in the sense of being healthy. Aiden is not healthy. Aiden is covered in blood. Aiden is trying to get to the snack bar very bravely. Bravely, snackums.
But before you eat something, perhaps I can help you with.
Oh, is there like a wait 20 minutes after a god has visited you before you can eat thing that I didn't know about? Is it like reverse swimming?
No, but those wounds probably need attention.
Indeed.
I would not object. I still grab a glass of wine and real quick.
I'll go ahead and cast heal and give you 90.
Ooh. appreciate.
I will make Aiden a plate while the twins are doing that.
Oh, that's true care and friend, true gratitude. In Aiden's eyes.
I'll bring you a charcuterie board.
How kind of you.
Meeting my needs.
This has a bunch of local Snowdon delicacies on it. Those are made from goat's milk. Those, I think, are olives.
But do we know if they're poison yet? I thought you were worried.
I will poison test for you very bravely. Doesn't taste super poisoned.
That's what poison tastes like.
I did just find out pretty thoroughly. Let's not go back to hell, please. Thank you. At least not for a while. Yeah. I got some time before I go back there. I would like not to go back before that time.
Yeah, it's
Aiden.
off the bucket list.
When you say let's not go back to hell, even when you mean it in jest, a small breeze blows through here and you hear someone whisper in your ear, if you don't want to go back to hell, change.
Rude.
And when he says that, you all see the symbols on his forehead light up again, just briefly, and then sort of fade.
Aiden, what's been going on lately? They called you an Asmodeus?
That's me. Hey.
Why
What
are
familiarity
we...
would the twins have with something like an Asimar?
I would say they're people of the cloth. They're aware of what an ASMR is. It would be erstwhile a human that has a divine ancestor.
Yeah.
And so they are part angel essentially. And although you would also know, again, as people of the cloth, that some of them very much lean into that heritage and become quite heroic and healers and make a grand difference. And then there are those that turn away from that and become something quite different.
I think that the twins just sort of give each other like a knowing look as Xander is questioning Aiden, but don't say anything.
Well, why am I learning about this now? It's weird that you haven't told me before then.
I mean, was I supposed to tell you when we were kids and running around? Or was I supposed to tell you, you know?
I mean...
Well, look at it this way, right? If you were perhaps of mixed heritage and there was some sort of expectation or prejudice against your non-human parent, would you go around telling everyone?
But I'm not everyone. That's why I'm curious. It's nothing. It's fine. I am glad.
If I told you I was divine, you would not believe me.
I mean, the things you do in bed.
Also, Xander, growing up, no one believed that you were royalty. And yet...
Here we are.
Here we are. I'm just happy that I got divine help.
Right.
Thank you again.
It really was nothing. We would have done it for anyone in need of it. Yes,
I'm just glad you're alive.
May I insight check that?
Yes, and was that Karrin or Kerrin speaking for the record? Because that will definitely
Karrin
affect.
spoke first, and then the second, yeah, we definitely would, was Kerrin.
Yeah.
This is Karrin. This is Kerrin.
Got it.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, you understand. It's what you do. It was a 3 on the dice.
Yeah, no, this all seems legit, Aiden.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
mean, like,
definitely what they.
Well, they're into you, but who isn't? You know, I mean,
Right, exactly. It wasn't like
no,
no,
yeah,
that
they
wasn't
super
what it
wanted, but in like a general who doesn't sort of way.
Exactly.
In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say with a 3 there, you're pretty sure it's Karrin. that is the one that is really picking this up. And you know what, Aiden, give me a perception check.
Well, that one's amazing.
Should be.
Yeah. I mean, if it's Aiden's. That's 27.
As you're looking at them, you realize they're identical twins. They do this finishing each other's sentences, but to you, they couldn't be more different. They're as different as Xander and Rayonde. You're like, oh no, that one's eyes are brighter, but that one's hair is shinier, and their skin is similar. But this one, when they turn their head to the right, it glows just a little. Like, to you, they could not be more separate and distinct.
Yeah. So, I mean, appreciate the clericking. Was
You were hurt.
Well,
And you fought well.
Till I didn't.
I think that's true of all of us.
yeah.
So who else is uncomfortable with the conference going on in the other room?
I was gonna bring that up actually. Do we know any inkling of why she wanted her? Rayonde? I assume you're the closest.
Okay, so you've already got a good idea of what Lady Eliza is like, right? And it seems like she and Helene are both similar in their ideology, I would say. So game knows game is what I'm thinking. Maybe there's some sort of plot they're cooperating in. I mean, people like that do tend to cooperate from time to time.
Yeah, except this is someone that we're magically getting pulled to. I didn't even know about you until, what is it, a week ago?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking it could be one of two things. Something about our relationship with Helene is significant. Either that, or it's not, or we are just a means to an end for her to procure this relationship with this volatile sorceress, warlock. Not sure.
I think it is significant. I mean, I'm assuming you all felt it. She feels like I have known her my whole life almost. It didn't make sense, but it's still there. I don't know how to explain it.
So are you insinuating maybe perhaps that our memories have been erased or altered?
I mean, it could be, but I fully well remember my childhood. I mean,
that would have to be some pretty powerful magic.
Yeah, I don't know of anybody that powerful.
The visions that we saw imply not an erasure of memory. Perhaps instead we're dealing with something that might have happened in another life. But
okay, so let's go with that theory. Why would we be getting pulled together now of all times?
the twins both look at Aiden.
Maybe we're cursed.
Would be I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest.
Excuse all of you. Hanging out with me is not a curse. Therefore, that is not what's going on. Something else is at play, whatever it is. And the lady who knows lots of magic could probably help us. Way I see it, we have two options. We can sit here and speculate about what they're talking about. I look to Rayonde. Or we could go find out.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, further in this palace, Helene, you've been led through twisting corridors and behind hidden passages until you come to a temple area that, again, is very much in the style of everything else here, but large tapestries have been hung over the murals that all look very different, that are portraying scenes that you don't immediately recognize of battles and castles and family lineages. And there are scrawlings on the floor as well. And Lady Eliza looks at you, still in her immaculate gown and hair done up both equal parts for battle and for greeting a visiting dignitary. Looks at you and says, would you mind terribly if I ensure that we have some privacy? You never know who or what might be listening.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And Helene kind of sizes her up and down to assess if that's a good idea or not, and then kind of assumes that she can take her, so she agrees to it.
She just motions with her hand, and right by the door, you see two small gongs ring. And they almost like go into harmony with each other, kind of like go back where you hear it, and then it's almost like you more feel it than anything. And it almost like it reverberates through the whole chamber, where even the tapestries like wave slightly for a moment. And then she says, I believe that should do it.
Oh, that was miserable. I love it.
Oh, you flatter me. Thank you. I did not get to properly introduce myself earlier. You are Helene, yes?
That's correct.
I am a very big fan of your work. I've seen you and your exploits for some time. Every time those accursed hell riders would come down, trying to retake Avernus or whatever for the glory of Elturel, or some foolish pilgrims came through believing they could topple the demon lord Asmodeus, you, the Red Wizard, here before me.
He's raised me well. You're not like some kind of stalker fan, are you? I mean, like, I can give you like a photo, like, an autograph or something, but like, don't like follow me home or anything. It gets a little weird. I mean, I don't know you that well yet. Maybe later. I mean, you're kind of cute. I love all of this.
Oh, I have no plans to visit your home anytime soon. There was simply a fortuitous opportunity to bring you to mine and perhaps propose a bit of business. My name is Lady Eliza Deresian, and she like very much proper curtsy down to the ground. She's like, I am the warden of the Isle of Snowdon. I rule over it in the king's stead for the glory of House Kenrick, the house your young Xander belongs to, if you recall, although I deeply suspect you don't.
Which one was Xander?
The hot one with the different colored eyes.
Oh, that was all of them. Oh no, the different colored eyes. Oh, okay. No. Okay,
Yes.
no, now I
Yeah,
remember.
they are an attractive assemblage, aren't they?
Right? I almost felt like it was a sin that I was going to have to destroy them when they showed up down there. But then, what is hell without sin?
There are many paths to destruction, some far more pleasing than others, I assure you. I realize we don't know each other very well, but might I confide in you something that has vexed me greatly? And tell me if perhaps you might understand.
Oh, please go on. I love these kinds of stories.
All my life, people were always going on about how special I was, how powerful I was, and everyone wanted me around as long as I was doing something for them, as long as I was their instrument, I was their beautiful flower, I was their knife in the dark. I had everyone's appreciation, everyone's adoration. And when I got here, I knew what it was that I had to do, and yet people started treating me quite terribly once I stood up for myself. And I'm tired of having someone else's boot on my neck telling me what to do. I want to be my own person.
Interesting. I relate slightly.
I thought you might. The others, those twins, they serve of their own free will. Xander has his family and his royalty. Aiden chasing his next acquisition. And Rayonde, he's of a different sort. But I thought only you would understand the grand opportunities that exist for someone who is willing to reach out and take them.
Now you're speaking my language, lady.
At the risk of being overly forward, I will put my cards on the table, as my many generals like to say. Soon there is going to be a shift here in the Moonshay Isles. It has already begun. Many have seen it, but few know how it is going to conclude. When the time comes, if I might count on your assistance and perhaps even draw on certain resources from your home, in exchange, I would allow my own lands of Norland and perhaps all of the Moonshay Isles to be a bit of a nexus for your kind. I believe your lord has been looking to establish a permanent foothold in Faerun for some time. Perhaps that might be arranged right here.
No, you're 100% right, and that does kind of pique my interest. But how did you know that?
What is it that they say? Game recognizes game? Just imagine. And she does step and kind of like loops her arm through yours. Once these islands have been brought into proper alignment, my flag is flying over the islands. Asmodeus's flag is flying over all the shrines, and you, mighty warlord, are his representative here. You will speak with his voice. You will advance his will. Imagine how happy that will make him. Imagine how it will terrify everyone else.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm on the same page with you there. I'm just, making sure I dot the I's, cross the T's, because if this goes badly, Asmodeus will kill us all. So I just have to make sure that, this is going to check out. You're not going to do some messed up stuff. And then, I'm going to have to kill you. And again, you're really pretty. So it'll be like kind of difficult because it's just, you don't want to wreck something so nice. But then again, sometimes you do. So it's, it's that thing.
And you're very pretty. I would hate to die. For now, I will deliver you back to your companions. I would request that you keep this between us. They might not understand the true scope of what's happening here.
My companions. I don't know if I'd call them that just yet. Still kind of feeling them out. They seem to be more your companions than mine. But you seem to know a lot of things, and I'm not sure how you're doing that. So I'm gonna go with this.
You are not a very good liar, my red wizard. You feel it from them the same way they feel it from you.
I
don't
have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know how it is possible. I just know that it is happening, and I do not have to understand the mechanism by which the surf functions in order to know when to launch my boats. So, for now, Helene, I would simply request that you do nothing. Enjoy my island. Enjoy bonding with your friends. There are a number of sights and pleasures to be had here. And when the time comes, I will perhaps ask you for something. Besides, they already owe me.
All right. That being said, since you seem to be in some kind of contact with Asmodeus, just if he asks you where I'm at, don't tell him that I'm on vacation through the Isles. Just tell him I'm busy doing terrible, terrible things.
She motions over at those ringing chimes and she says, he won't have heard a thing here, but beyond this, although my power is significant, there are limitations to what I can do, and blinding a god, unfortunately, might be one of them. But I will do my best to mask you in as much as possible.
Appreciated.
I believe your friends are looking for you. They are adept skulkers. It isn't their fault that it wasn't really possible to win this one. Would you mind terribly if we departed through a different mechanism?
Again, this sounds terrifying, and I'm for it.
She sort of takes you by the hands and she says, I promise you it won't hurt a bit. And you feel like a gust of wind come up. Meanwhile, outside Rayonde and Aiden, presumably you are sneaking through the hallways looking, or were you doing something else?
No, that sounds quite accurate,
Yep,
actually.
no, that's a pretty reasonable assessment of the situation, I would say. You would say? Okay, we both say. Yeah.
Okay, so there's definitely some sort of weird feedback. I can't pick up on conversations, and normally my ears are quite keen. But can I see anything?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
You can as well, Aiden.
Well, thank you.
That's a 22 for Rayonde.
You are, oh yeah, and Aiden?
Yeah, that's 23 out of Aiden.
You all are pretty sure there's got to be a hidden passage around here somewhere. The place is immaculate. There's no dirt as such for fingerprints. However, there is an ambient caked up layer of sulfurous soot all over Helene that she just sort of didn't notice because that was life. So every once in a while, there are just like little particles of dust on the floor that you all were trying to follow that just kind of end abruptly. They don't even like end at a wall abruptly. Like they just stop. And while you are looking at that, both of you notice something. There is a very large tapestry hanging at the end of the hallway of a very large dragon standing on top of a six-spired castle, having broken one tower with one claw and shattered a tower with another claw, and blowing his breath down in the bay and destroying all the ships in the bay while he's up on the tower. And there is something very disturbing about it. Just
yeah, I mean, I don't consider myself much of a connoisseur of art, but I know what I like, and I don't like this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, look, I've moved a lot of art. I've acquired a lot of art. I'm not an expert on a lot of art, but also not in favor. Maybe it's just the dragon thing. It just me the wrong way.
Yeah, I feel like Lady Eliza's tastes tell us a lot about what kind of things she's into.
I would say both of you have lived here long enough that Hundar's attack of Mintarn was, a pivotal event in the history of the Moonshay Isles, as was, the six-towered keep that is still lays broken from what he did. So what the scene this is meant to portray is definitely one you would be familiar with.
All right, so since the others are not around, perhaps this is as good a time as any. I haven't been completely forthright about my background, and I didn't want you to think, as another professional, that there was some other motivation behind this. I feel like you're one of the few people I can be honest with here.
From one liar to another, absolutely.
And when I show you, I think you'll understand why.
All right.
So Rayonde goes and reaches up to the circlet that he's wearing on his brow, and he lifts it off. And as he does, his true form is revealed, that he is a red dragonborn.
Yes, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, yes.
Yeah. For reasons like this, is why I do this.
I mean, I get it. Actually, look, I'm not gonna lie. This is a good look on you. You make this work.
Thank you. I haven't had time to be proud of it. It's honestly, I've been this way for years, and it was my idea, not the temple that raised me.
Aiden, as you're looking at him, that's the face you saw.
Yeah, it finally makes sense.
And Rayonde, as he's looking at you, you read people. That's what you do. You see the symbol brighten in his forehead, and you see not the terror or disgust that your red scales are usually greeted with, but an odd recognition. For a moment there, you see a glimmer in his eyes where he's looking at the face of an old friend.
So I guess the next question is, when do you think, or should I tell the others?
I mean, none of them have really had too much overt, I particularly hate I think you're going to be okay with them. I mean, I don't know about Helene, a hell wizard. But
yeah, I mean, normally I wouldn't even consider it, but I feel like there's some reason that I just feel like I should share it with them. Like, I mean, you know what it's like in our line of work. There isn't really anyone you can take your mask off for, and sometimes that can be hard.
Ain't that the truth? But no, you should. It's...
And also, like, I kind of get the feeling that Helene might be interested in me in perhaps more than a professional capacity.
Wait,
but
you're feeling it with Hell Wizard?
I know.
Punch him on the arm a little bit.
And listen, it's not like that's not like she's my type, and I don't typically go for the world-ending sword, but
you're lost, but dang.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's enough risk in my job day to day that I just don't really need to bring that stuff home. So, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, there's something about her, and even though I get the idea that she's either from hell or has spent a lot of time there, I feel like there's something more to her than that, And if someone has the force of personality to stay who they are, even under those sort of circumstances, then, I mean, that is attractive.
It takes all kinds, I suppose. No,
Well, anyway, thanks for listening.
Yeah. No, I got you, buddy. What are friends? I mean, not that we're...
You said it. You totally said it.
You
That's all
heard
right.
nothing.
We're good at keeping secrets. I don't mind if we can keep each other's.
Meanwhile, when Aiden and Rayonde slipped off, where would Karrin, Kerrin, and Xander have gone? Or would you have waited there?
Yes,
the
where?
Yeah, I think the twins are still in the banquet hall, and I think they've been sort of whispering to each other since the other two left. Kind of like down a little ways from Xander. To a conversation that sounds probably a little bit like this. What is wrong with you? I have no idea what you mean. You're practically falling all over yourself. Really? The pirate? What? What's wrong with him? Well, I mean, he's a pirate, for one, and it's very difficult to tell most of the time whether or not he's even being sincere. Really? Yes, perhaps he's a little bit of pomp and circumstance, but did you see the way that he's very skilled, and seems to me he cares a lot about many things, regardless of whether he shows it or not. Honestly, I'm having a difficult time seeing what Xander sees in him. Why exactly do you care what the Duke sees in him? This is about you, not me. You like Xander? Really? Well, you can't deny he would be a decent match. He's a duke and handsome and very good fighter and decent to be around. He's fine. Yeah, I don't want to hear it from you. Yeah, that's Duke, really.
Right at that moment, I would like to say I'd come in with a lot of food in my mouth. Well, what are you two talking about?
Shut up.
Xander, give me insight.
Can I just fail?
We'll see what the fates decide.
That's the fates decide. I like it. All right, insight. You say it's
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm actually pretty good at insight. 18.
They're super blushing. Both of them.
Oh.
And you see Karrin. Is that Karrin? They're so hard to tell apart, man. Like it like one of them was like seemed like really concerned about you, but maybe that's Kerrin. No, it's Kerrin. Definitely Kerrin. Seems to be more like red than the other one is.
Are you two okay? You're like overheating or something?
We're fine.
I have never seen either of you red before. It's kind of concerning.
We probably just need something to eat. Yes, low blood sugar. Indeed.
Oh, here! I hand you my plate of cookies and assortment of cheeses and such. There's some meat too, if you like. It's organically grown locally. So.
Thank you, Duke. That is very kind of you.
So, what do you two think about this whole situation?
It's a bit strange.
Hmm.
It's one thing to have known someone for a long time, the way we know you.
Of course.
and then another for people to walk into your lives that you were not expecting to feel the same way about. Like you've known them and they know you. It's very strange.
I agree. Do you think that there might be something else afoot going on behind the scenes, that maybe this is just a big ploy to get us all together?
Well, if it is, we'd have to try to discern why.
I mean, I've been trying to figure that out for a while, and I can't really put my finger on it. But I mean, Lady Eliza has been known to be quite a nuisance, one would say, and it's not typical that she would be so giving, especially to someone of House Kendrick.
Well, as far as we can tell, she's not exactly being particularly giving. Don't you have a deal of some kind with her?
Yeah, but she's been overly nice. It's not a normal thing. Usually we're kind of, I'd say passive aggressive would be an understatement.
Maybe she doesn't want us at all. She did take Helene away.
Right? You think she has a plan, maybe?
I would not be surprised if we weren't just a means to an end for her. It just so happened that our means coincided with hers.
True, but I am thinking that maybe we should have an alternative plan, just in case things don't exactly turn up our way.
It would help if we had the opportunity to get to know Helene a little better.
True. But are you sure she would be willing to help?
When you look at Helene, what is it that you feel?
I guess a mixture of feelings, but ultimately, I feel like she's been an old friend. Like I've known her my whole life, and that in itself is a really weird feeling since I've never seen her before until we went through that portal. So,
If
I mean,
that's how you feel, is it not possible she might feel the same?
yes, or Lady Eliza has done something to us. It seems all quite convenient that she sends Rayonde to gather us, sends us through a portal, and immediately takes Helene off into a room in private to discuss whatever it is. Hopefully, Aiden or Rayonde might have heard what's going on, but I mean, if
In all fairness to Rayonde, it wasn't exactly him that gathered us all together.
yeah, Aiden would never do anything with Lady Hell, and that's not what you're suggesting, are you?
No, not trying to suggest something nefarious on Aiden's part, just trying to allay concerns that Rayonde might somehow be involved in something dastardly.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't like him, but I really like him. He seems kind of trustworthy. He's been only honest with us the entire time, and that's rare.
There's something about him, though, that we can't quite put our finger on, and it makes us a little queasy.
What do you mean?
Every time we look at him, all we can think about is buckets.
I
You don't
don't
know what
really
that
understand
is.
the joke. Is that like between you and Rayonde or something? Or
You got us.
well, I think we should probably reconnect with them too, and maybe form another plan because I have a feeling Leader Eliza is going to be asking something big of us. It seems since we went to hell, I assume the favor that we must return be equally as dangerous.
Meanwhile, Helene, there is a brief gust of air, and then you find yourself in a very comfortably, very lavishly, borderline gaudily appointed apartment. There are tapestries and pillows. The air hangs very heavy with incense. There is a large four-posted bed that seems anomalously sturdy, and it overlooks a sweeping view of the ocean with very heavy shutters and very thick curtains that have been pulled back to the side. And as you appear there, you notice a young boy, 8, maybe 10, hard to say. Arguably, you've never seen a child, Helene, or at least from some distance. Maybe it's a gnome. Normally, those are wrapped up. I don't. It's a little thing that is standing at a table, staring into a very large silver bowl of blood. You know blood when you see it. And Eliza is there next to you. And you notice also on the ground when you appear, there are runes carved into the floor. You are a wizard of some power. You know a teleportation circle when you see one that anchors this room, making it easy to travel here from wherever she may be. And she looks and says, "Oh, Prince Orin, no, you're not supposed to touch that." And you see the kid scrambles backwards like she scared the life out of him, even though what she just said was very simple and sweet. "Oh, sorry, Mom. I just. And she goes, now, remember your manners. We have a guest, and you should avail yourself like the prince you are." And he. "Greetings, visitor. I am Prince Orin of House Kenrick."
Is that a child? Why is it not wrapped in bacon?
It's because he's still useful in this manner. No, I'm just joking, Prince Orwin. Where my friend here, that's how they joke where she's from. With respect, ma'am, why is she so stinky?
That's this room. I was gonna ask that. What is that horrible smell?
Oh, dear, both of you. Ma'am, if Helene, if you don't mind, you do have a certain bouquet of endless suffering about you. Might I?
You're welcome.
She holds her hands up, and you feel like you actually see the dust kind of come off of you, Helene, and then just sort of like coalesce on the floor, and basically like a very like compact little ball that she reaches down and picks up. Yes, I could do something about your hair too if you like. Seems like you lost a bit there. Quick shave.
I don't know. I kind of like it a little bit. Maybe. What are you thinking?
It's a look. Yes, it's the fashion is risk, right? And she goes over and puts that little ball on the table, and she says, "Well, Prince Orwin here is my ward. He is a guest to the Isle of Snowdon. He is a guest similarly to your Kinku friend you were speaking to, I believe."
Yeah. Again, not certain if I'd use the word friend. Acquaintance, more like it. A possible future sparring match. Still that friend word. That's a very interesting word that I'm not. You see, it's hard for me to say friend. It's hard to get out.
Well, I assure you, and she does bend down and put her hands on Orwin's shoulders and like rubs her head against his. She's like, "The young prince and I are the best of friends, but oh, look, the sky is alighting. You've been up all night, young man." "Oh, sorry, miss. The deep fishing took a while, and then there was the rescue mission as such, and I thought I should be prepared to greet any new visitors or do battle befitting a lord." And she says, "Well, There will be no battles tonight, and you have greeted our visitor, so I think it is quite time to get you to bed. And she does like boop his snoot a bit. And she's like, Helene, if you don't mind, would you excuse us? It's just I could not live with myself if I let Dawn catch this young man.
Yeah. Would you like me to stay here or go?
Oh, no. And when she motions with her hand, the door opens, the two like main doors, and you see another hallway. And she's like, straight ahead, it'll take you back to where we were. It's down a few flights of stairs, but you can't miss it.
Right. I will head that way. It has been, oh man, how do I'm not used to saying nice things. It's been a pleasure making your acquaintance as well. Yeah, that's right. That sounds right.
I assure you, it was all mine. Enjoy my home, enjoy my island, enjoy everything it has to offer. Tell the others that again, I'm so tired from the day's activities, but I shall visit them anon, and we shall discuss the terms of my restitution.
I will indeed. And before Helene leaves, she kind of takes her cloak and runs it back through the sulfur and then puts it back on her shoulders and nods as she walks out.
She looks at you and she says, welcome home, Red Wizard. Welcome home. And she motions and the doors slam shut as you are leaving.
That was very strange.
Aiden and Rayonde, as you all are making your way through the hallways, flitting along like ghosts, you hear the heavy booted footfalls of someone who has literally spent their life walking in dusty hellscapes, in metallic hellscapes, in Martian hellscapes, and muddy hellscapes.
Here, I can't quite put my finger on it. But
It's true. There's a through line. There's a through line. You gotta let it tumble around, and you all see Helene come around a corner.
I look immediately casual.
Push
This
him.
is awkward.
Oh, hey. We were looking for you. There is a veritable feast that you're missing out on.
Oh, okay. Do you, there's something about you in particular, as she is staring at Rayonde, and she gets really close to his face, but keeps her hands kind of like in her pockets so that he knows that she's not about to, blast him with fire, and just leans in almost a little too close. Goes, no, you know what? Never mind. It's probably just the altitude. I'm not used to being up here.
Yeah, you are way above hell level. You can get some kind of altitude sickness from that, I think.
Well, here's the thing, though, right? I mean, you're human, so presumably you should adjust at some point, right?
Oh, you think that, but spent a lot of time down there. I'm kind of
Hell,
How did that happen? I mean, because you weren't born there, right?
Oh yeah. It's quite an entertaining place. I'm sad I couldn't show you around a little more than right when I was really starting to like you. We wound up here, but I'll give you a tour at some point. I'll tell you some stories of some of our legendary battles. You all seem like some excellent fighters, and then she.
Counteroffer, let's not go to hell, and instead we give you a tour of all of this.
Did I hear someone request a tour? And you see at the end of the hallway, no, see, she's standing there. You did not hear a footstep. You didn't see him move. He's just there.
Okay, even I think that guy's creepy.
I just wanted to make sure that you had everything you need. Surely you must need some rest after your grand adventure. Or if you would like a tour, that can be arranged. I just wanted you all to know that we are all at your disposal.
Ooh, disposal? I can dispose of people here? Why didn't you say so?
There are channels you have to go through to do that. You just can't do it willy-nilly.
Oh.
Your beloved Duke and very powerful elves are waiting nearby. I believe they are beginning to worry about you. I did not want to present myself again as I was excused before. I'm not sure why the Duke bears such enmity towards me, but I am but a commoner who's come up by my own wits, and oftentimes the royalty tend to look down on one such as myself. And he very much
I really
eye
don't think that's
contact.
it. I think it's something else. Maybe a bit of introspection on your part alone. You can find out about that.
Yes. Just so, I suppose you also would have some insight into the deceiving nature of appearances, Master Monk.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm getting the idea that he kind of likes me, and, you know, I'm not rich. I don't have any money.
Perhaps I might escort you back to your party, and if you wish to rest, I can guide you to your apartments as well. Or if you wish to watch the sunrise over the island, you, of course, are honored guests.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
yeah, great plan. We can get some things to eat. We can wash the hell stank off of us. That comment might be a little pointed.
Find you a cough drop as she points at Nosir.
Such colorful visitors we've had today. I'm not accustomed to this local color. And he just like motions down one of the hallways. I realize our palace is labyrinthine, easy to get lost. Allow me to guide you back.
Much obliged.
He does walk closer to you, Helene, and just looks at you and he says, such a unique thing. A beautiful bird from such a terrible cage. And yet you seem to have made the most of it,
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yes. Yes. You and I should talk at some point. I think our stories are not so dissimilar, besides the obvious parts. And he starts walking down the hallway in the direction that he pointed.
I like that. And Helene follows him.
Okay. Do you all follow?
yeah.
True to his word, he takes you a completely different way back to the room you were in. You all come through a different door at a different wall, but it swings open and you do see Xander with a still slightly flushed Karrin and Kerrin.
We return.
Oh,
And we found Helene just like we said we would.
I
Is that a
see.
charcuterie board? Oh my god. I've had one of those in a while.
You should eat it. It's poison.
Walk up and start kind of. Oh, sorry, I wasn't invited.
I think this food is for us, and you're most certainly invited.
Helene, it just springs to life as you taste it. You're not accustomed to this. Where you come from, everything is worn and drab and has sulfur and dust in it or was scavenged from pilgrims that are 6 months out of home. You've never had fresh food and wine and drink and juice in your entire life until now.
This is a lot better than bacon wrapped child.
Sorry, then what? You know, I'm going to wind that question back before I finish asking it. Just enjoy the taste of things that don't have sulfur rotten egg because it's not hell food. What is hell food like? Bacon wrapped child, I guess.
Do they serve beer in hell?
There's an ale. It's really flat, though. Very, very warm.
It is costly to acquire there, yes.
Well, I mean, there's a keg over here. All of you actually, if you're game, I know a few drinking entertainments.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, we're dawn drinking. This is gonna go well.
Best
Yeah.
time.
So, Rayonde, gets mugs, sort of steins out, and gets everybody drinks. And says, and once we've got a few in us, we can play my favorite game, where we get a bucket and we put it at the end of the table, and you stand on the edge of the table, and you try to drop coins, or you could spit. It's up to you. But the idea is that everybody else moves you, like you're on a ship, right? And you have to try to get it in the bucket.
I feel
like
like I've
this.
seen that before.
I
Can't
like
remember.
this.
Yeah,
How
I mean,
big is the bucket?
The twins both go kind of green.
Yeah, right? You too?
We're not
You guys are-
entirely sure why, but that feels.
You know, maybe dawn drinking after hell isn't for you. I'm gonna go just maybe pour them both a couple glasses of something soft, what in fact is Kerrin and Karrin's favorite drink? Because I think Aiden just pours it by accident or just by instinct.
They probably really like cider.
Yeah. So they're gonna just put a couple cups of that in front of you. Is this your poison? Bad choice of words. Poison sucks. Did not
Very
like
true.
that feeling.
Heroes, if I might intrude. I was going to offer to direct you all to your own unique apartments, and then it occurred to me some of you might wish to cohabitate out of a sense of connection or perhaps self-preservation. If you wish, I can simply have pillows and mattresses and blankets brought into this room so that you might all rest together.
Oh, sleep in the same room as the snacks. Yes, I vote yes. Who else votes yes? It's unanimous.
I'm on my third. Yes, whatever we're doing, yes.
Snacks indeed. And he just slams the butt of his spear on the floor twice. You're like, doom, doom. And in about 30 seconds, the doors open and you see servants come in, and they do, like he said, bring some just very large pillows and things and kind of leave them on the floor. They also pull in like settees and things and kind of start putting them down. Rayonde and Helene, having been in Lady Erliza's chamber, you realize there's definitely a very similar style in the stuff. They're not bringing the stuff out of her room, but there's still that quasi-Moroccan vibe. They also bring out a couple of dividers, like where you could dress behind, if somebody wanted some privacy, and they just kind of arrange them. And he looks and he says, I would just make one request before I bid you all adieu. If you choose to depart, please notify one of the guards at the front of the castle so that we might know that you are safe.
Of course, no senior. You wanna drink?
Oh, Nosir is obviously very tired from looking after us so well, and it would be it would be an imposition and impolite to
Of course.
make
of
him
course.
service any further. We'll take it from here, Nausea. You've been average. Goodbye.
Rayonde, when you say that, you see he looks at you and you see like his hand tense on the spear and he says, haven't you had an eventful day, Sellsword? I hope your luck continues unabated. And he does just sort of like bow a little bit. And he backs out.
Right before he leaves, though, as Xander gets real close, is no shit. Look at me.
Yes, Duke.
You didn't do nothing wrong. Okay? You're perfect. And I like rub his face just a little bit, and then I like slap it, and like, I get out of here. You live your best life. And then I keep drinking.
Thank you, sir.
Helene
Please
looks at
stay.
Rayonde and says, "You told him he was average. That was a good one." And goes to give him a fist bump.
What did Nosir say?
All right, yeah, we're doing that. All right.
I'm pleased that you have found the ale to your taste, my lord. And then leaves. And all the servants leave too.
Rayonde, where's the drinking game? Set it up. Just let's.
We've already had a few. I mean,
I'm ready. If you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm
We
sure
know
you.
it. I'll pour for you.
We
Huh.
have a
And I'm going to pour Xander something soft. With just like a little hint, like a hint of something, so he thinks there's drink.
You put the
but
vodka in the straw, then you put the straw in pure orange juice type thing. Yeah.
that sounds like a thing alcohol do. Yes, I do that.
That's the trick when you're trying to cut somebody off there, kids. You're all like, no, here's one more. There you go. Have at it. Yep.
we have
Now,
a
Xander, I know that you're naturally friendly, but we've actually all had a bit of a talk about it. And, well, we didn't, but I think we've reached a consensus that Nausea is not cool and that he is never invited to anything that we do.
Really shouldn't antagonize him like that.
Nosir, he's a broken soul. He got a few breakups in his life, and he doesn't know any better. It's okay. We're all loving.
He might not be afraid of me, but he knows that if he does anything to me, he's going to have to tangle with all of my brothers.
Who are your brothers?
The other monks.
Mm.
He might decide to take that bet one of these days, my friend. He's got brothers of his own.
Well, maybe you're right, but there's something about him that just sets me off.
We don't like him either.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Listening to him hurts my throat, and I've spent an awful lot of time around fear, and that's still just, not sure how to feel about that.
You
Well-
probably got checked out. That doesn't sound right.
Since we're all feeling rather uninhibited, we should talk about what our plans are from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, one more drink, though, if you don't mind. A toast. And Helene will kind of set up some drinks if she can. And she's going to use Eldritch Blast to light them on fire. When
the twins look
That's
at that,
awesome.
when the twins see that and kind of look around at like the varying states of inebriation happening around the table, they just kind of shake their heads to themselves. We have a bad feeling about this.
no, it's good. You won't even feel it. You just sound it. It'll be fine. It's just that. I mean, worst case scenario, you sound like that guy. So
You do roll your attack. Let's see how precisely you line this up here.
And that's how we all died.
I'm being
Like
that
we
was a
live.
natural one.
Basically, a nice Molotov cocktail happening. Did you roll in that one?
Oh, Jesus. Cheese and rice.
That's not a Smolotov. That's like a full size. Fuck.
She hasn't drank in a while. She's a little buzzed right now. Okay.
You don't say.
Yeah, you're not used to this like surface dweller ale, Helene. Like, you can just knock it back. She lines them up and she's like, okay, wait, hang on, watch this. Boom, 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 and like eldritch blasts go off and punch holes in 4 different walls, and the doors swing open and guards come running in.
Nope. Drunk idiot. We're fine. We're fine.
We're
We're not used to the altitude.
You guys can leave. It's fine. Just your Duke commands you. Shoo.
They look at the fact that you have punched holes through priceless artwork, and I'm like, right, then we didn't see nothing. It's
perfect. And I'll just slip them a gold piece apiece to just ensure that recollection in their minds. And just pat them on the back and push it. Yep, nope. Sometimes you have to. You see how there was an open bar on that table that we took advantage. Have a good one. And door.
Yeah.
This is both of the twins. They're just.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Lady Eliza should bear some of the responsibility for anything that happens here. For putting all of us together and for providing unlimited alcohol.
Aiden, all of you give me perception checks.
Ooh, yeah. 29 for Aiden.
Of course.
Natural 20.
The exact, you're like, what have I done? I'm completely aware of what I've done.
23 for the twins.
Perfect.
21 for Rayonde.
Xander?
I got a 7.
Xander's busy inventing the keg stand here, as the rest of you are at least,
the keg stumble.
Yeah. As the guards come running in, you're like, we're guest-ish in the House of Allies-ish type thing. Like, hang on. Like, we're cool. Wait, we are cool, right? Wait, we're cool, right? Guards kind of come in. As they are leaving, duly brushed off by, bought off by Aiden in turn to leave, is they are closing the door that is closest to where the front of the castle is. Because again, you guys were led straight into here, and they did come in from all sides. Out front, on the front steps, you all see, pointing right at you, a blue multi-Aarakocra with a big black crossbow that very much has it trained right down the pipe as the doors are open. And when they start saying, like, oh, everything's fine, she just kind of like holds it up and looks at you all. And you, especially you, Aiden, here, go like, and kind of shake her head in disgust as they kind of close the doors on you again.
Do you know that unusual plumed person?
I don't remember any kind of incident, but I have made a lot of people mad.
Give me, Aiden,
anytime.
History. And Rayonde, you can as well.
It's like an underworld knowledge check.
That is exactly what it is. There's not a good mechanic for that in D&D, but that's exactly what this is.
I got an 11.
15 from Aiden.
She's fairly famous. 15 might be enough. You know of an Aarakocra sellsword by the name of Molt. Apparently she'll kill anybody if the price is right, which isn't necessarily that unusual of a character trait amongst sellswords, but every once in a while people slip up and find a conscience. When it comes time to bar the doors and set the house on fire with the people inside, sometimes they've remembered their mom and stuff. It happens.
Unprofessional, but yes, no, it
Right.
has been. I've never done it, of course.
Right. You heard stories of other people though.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, if that's who you think it is, Molt is not that person. She doesn't care. If the contract is signed, you're going in the ground. No, so again, to be clear, she didn't shoot at you. It's just when everybody was like, something's wrong and got ready, she also was ready. And then it's like, oh, nothing's wrong. Oh, okay. But very much disgust.
So I think that is someone, if I'm right, out of your line of work, Rayonde.
It wouldn't come as a surprise. I mean, Lady Eliza pays very well and has been a great benefactor to my temple. I will say, though, there are some things that she's asked me to do that I don't think I would do again.
Yeah, if that's Molt, she's not like that. Compunctions is not in her vocabulary, and that is not a function of whether or not she's articulate.
Yeah.
She does tend to work short contracts, though.
Yeah.
And she's here. Right now.
You think?
Can we mention that we did not have a good feeling about this? Just one more time.
I mean, great, but deals have been made by nobility, so we're kind of locked into seeing through whatever is about to befall us. You were
Except
talking
this
about
particular noble person is quite intoxicated and therefore cannot be held, responsible for what we do with him.
I just want to mention that Xander is making small talk with the keg. He doesn't know this. He 100% thinks he's talking to a person.
I mean, I do feel a kind of sense of responsibility, and I certainly wouldn't want to do anything to further hurt anyone from House Kendrick.
Would separating Xander from this place put somebody else in danger?
Possibly.
That does, however, fall under the category of not our problem.
what about the kid?
Which one?
And that's when the twins go, oh, right, the kid. You do make a very good point.
I mean, having a ward or the exchange of hostages, I mean, let's not make any euphemisms about that. Is nothing new, even for noble families that are a little bit less ambitious. But one so young, I find troubling.
Look, this is a rare opportunity for House Kendrick, having a critical mass of us around here. I'm going to lean in real close as if divination didn't exist. We could boost the kid out of here now. Get the point of leverage out from under him.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to run. We would have to go pretty far. But, I mean, you've got a ship.
And if the Duke says that this is, kid seeing the world as part of training for some noble thing, then hopefully the lady can't act against it.
Karrin walks over to Xander and at this point, Karrin kind of, I think, notices and clocks at the same time that Aiden does, and kind of walks over to Xander and just like, Duke?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're talking to a keg.
This is Eduardo. Look. You see? It's gorgeous. He's telling me about Spain. It's a mystical place I've never seen before, and it sounds amazing. I'm gonna be real with you. I
Why
don't
don't you?
feel so good.
Okay, this is fine.
Why does
we're
this
just
straw
gonna-
taste like vodka?
We're going to just cast a little bit of a lesser restoration on you.
Mm-hmm.
The D&D hangover cure.
You're technically poisoned right now.
The D&D hair of the dog, you know. The moment they hit you with it, you become snapped back to reality. Whoop! There goes gravity. You
Just
also
please keep
see
mom's spaghetti inside.
in that's well now with the lesser restoration, he will.
Thank
You
God.
know what? You know what? You know what? You
I
know
can
what?
walk 8 miles right now.
You're a mighty warrior, Xander, but give me one quick con check right before they get to you. Right before that, you're like, I was talking to Antoine. just give me the one. Give me the
All
one.
right, I got you for the one.
Let's see.
Ooh. Yo, I literally got a one.
Oh.
Oh no.
It was
Better
on
out
19,
in, man.
it was on 19 too, and it was like,
Oh,
nope.
so you're
Fine.
casting
Karrin,
Nice.
as you're casting it in it.
Karrin, is you're like, Duke, let me help you. He turns and looks at you and he's like, thank you, blood. Breath weapon, Karrin. Breath weapon.
Oh, did they get a deck save?
Just no. They were point blank trying to do the Lord's work there and just nice robes. Bang.
The Lord
There
worked him over a bit.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I tried to clean it. I rub it all over.
Oh, you're making it worse.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So sorry. Did I get some on your face? I'm so sorry.
Xander,
my
stop right now, or I will kill you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Eduardo can help. He runs a dry cleaning business. So tell her. Yeah, tell them.
Lesser restoration. Walking away.
The lesser restoration goes off and the drunkenness is replaced with deep abiding soul crushing embarrassment.
Oh, I'm gonna leave. I am so sorry.
You don't have to go anywhere.
You sure? Because I've never done this before, and I just want to say, don't be mad at House Kendrick for anything I've done to you today. I am deeply apologetic towards. I'm just gonna leave and stop talking.
Or you stay here and plan with the rest of them, and I will find
Plan.
a
Yes.
place to clean up.
Okay. I'm so.
Duke,
You're gonna want to stop talking to them now. Hand on the
Helene,
shoulder, just you're done.
important point of clarification, Helene. Through prestidigitation, you're capable of cleaning them instantly. The question is, would you?
No, in fact, she actually leans closer into Rayonde and puts her hand on him and goes, "Oh, I'm so glad I could witness that. That was amazing." And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to touch you. It's stranger danger, personal space. I apologize."
No, that's all right. I mean, I have an innate sense when anyone is in my sphere, and the fact that I allowed you to touch me means I'm okay with it.
Good to know.
But yeah, it was entertaining. I mean, I feel bad for them, but yeah, we're gonna get a lot of mileage out of that with jokes in the future, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Xander, your life is over.
It was your idea. For the
Important. important point of clarification. What is Kerrin doing while their sibling when they just like take this? What does Kerrin do?
Yeah, I think that once Aiden has extracted Xander from the situation, Kerrin then goes in and kind of leads Karrin away to go help them clean up for the time being. And as they do, they kind of cast a look over their shoulder at Aiden, like trying to catch his eye.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah. And then usher their poor sibling off.
Oh, it's terrible. Xander tried literally everything that was on that banquet table. And there's still some sulfurous dust in there. That's weird. Apparently breathes through his mouth a lot. Maybe he's got, some breathing issues through his nose. It's just
this does not surprise Kerrin at all.
Somehow there's an entire cookie. Like he didn't bite it like at all. It just went completely in his mouth and back out again, like wholly intact. It's surprising.
Yeah, he tossed it.
Someone needs to teach that boy how to chew.
You all go through this, get cleaned up, and the day and the night does start to catch up to you because you went through a climactic battle. One, you sailed through the night to then go have a climactic battle in hell. And as the alcohol and adrenaline dump kicks in and you start finding your ways down to kind of lay your head down, important point of clarification: do you sleep in shifts or do you all just crash?
Mott, outside, not hired by us, not going to chill. Not going to chill.
You especially, Aiden, would know. Molten and Nosier would have run in similar circles. They're definitely of a kind. I would not say you would know of any particular relationship between them, but it's sort of like, if you're running the type of operation that hires that guy, then yeah, you're running the type of operation that
hires her too. Yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past him to hire her. Like, talent acquisition, if nothing else. And good thing none of my allies have been antagonizing him lately. That might go very badly.
I think if Lady Eliza were going to have us killed, it would have happened by now.
Agreed.
Rayonde is just like...
No, if you're all worried
I'm
about
not sleeping, I'm meditating.
Hang on, what are you saying there, Helene? Sorry.
If you're all worried about being attacked in our sleep, I can stay up for a little while and take first shift if you'd like. To be honest with you, it's very cold in here from what I'm used to, and a lot of this is a lot. And she starts poking the pillows and blankets. She goes, "This is like really squishy compared to us. I'm just going to be tossing and turning all night anyways. I could keep an eye on things for you." And she does look right at Rayonde again when she says this and kind of gives him a little...
Well, obviously you're not to be trusted, so I have to stay up as well.
I was actually going to suggest that. I think that's a wise decision, Rayonde.
Yeah, you, good sir, need your beauty sleep.
I feel fine now. It was quite a wake-up
trust
call.
Me, you need to sleep.
Right. I will go to sleep. Aiden, like to join me?
Absolutely. I have begun construction. The blanket fort's in the corner.
But I was going to say the blanket fort.
Why else did we
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'm making a pillow moat. So there's that.
I think by the end of this, the blanket fort will resemble the keep that we are currently in. And it's just like a little bit of tactics brain, just marinating at all times. Just a little bit of your hand is on the crenellations that we would have to smash to get through the outer wall, babe. Yeah.
I'd like to make origami little guards. Just place them around.
Or a guard me. Yeah.
Or a guard me. Yes, exactly. maybe some origami ballistas.
Oh,
We'll see where it goes.
very cute, very cute. Yep. I think there's probably one half folded in your hand by the time it falls asleep.
Yeah. I think that as this is starting to kind of wrap up, the twins finally return as well, like all cleaned up. And I think that they see Xander and Aiden like passed out together, and they kind of just look at each other, and they look at the two of them, and they look at each other again and kind of give each other a look. They don't say anything, but they kind of just give each other a look, and then sort of find their own corner to sort of tuck themselves into.
He's sad. And yes,
as far as they can tell, the two of them are spoken for. So it's not like they're going to be like...
You specified that we're already asleep and aren't going to ask you to join our invasion.
I mean, you tell me, are they being, because Aiden is a man that sleeps when he wants to. So if he'd intended to stay up long enough for them to return, I mean, are they invited into the fort?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blanket fort. That's a party kind of.
But only if they know the password.
Oh, that's true. What is the password, my lord?
It's password.
Oh, okay.
Like, no seer stinky. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
No seers allowed.
That's
I
true.
don't think that these hoity-toity wood elf twins have ever even seen a blanket fort, and are just sort of like, what?
Oh,
What?
man. You are in for a treat. We pulled out all the stops. Look at this thing. It's gorgeous.
For the inaugural meeting of the NNC, the No Seers Club. Yeah.
That's what it's called. It's 100%.
It's not like a sign says no seers allowed.
Yep.
He just walks by and looks at it and is sad.
Standing his bloody Benson.
Embroider that.
Are you sure we're allowed in here?
Yeah, of course.
Are you named Nosir?
Not last time we checked.
Are you named Nosir?
No. Most certainly
Yes,
not.
come on in.
They give each other another look and kind of look at the two of you and are just like, okay.
Wait. Whoa. The drawbridge. And I push a pillow down.
It is a surprising feat of betting engineering what he's done here. There's an elaborate system of robe belt pulleys and tassels. Yeah.
It's the perfect Venn diagram intersection between experienced tactician and warrior who understands fortifications and completely ridiculous person.
It's perfect.
It is. It really is.
Get in.
Well, yeah, I think that the two of you kind of get the sense that like these twins don't understand what fun is.
Oh, they're about to leave.
Hence, this education is so important because if there's one thing Aiden can do, there's one thing, and it's actually stealing things. But if there's two things,
I mean, that's
okay,
fun.
we're gonna have to go at least in the top 5. But the point is, fun. Definitely on the list. Definitely have expertise in it.
You know, I'm gonna say fun still counts as the top one because all of those things are fun to Aiden. Like the rest of the list. So
Sort of categories of fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kerrin is definitely the first to kind of like, confidently stride across this pillow drawbridge and just kind of cast a look over their shoulder at like, you come in or what to Karrin, and Karrin is like,
I really imagine them trying to still look so regal as you like that wobbly thing, like when you walk on a bed, Yeah. Head into the fort, which the drawbridge comes up behind them.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, I was off at another corner of the room, sitting near a freshly desecrated wall by an eldritch blast, were Helene and Rayonde.
Oh, I really did not mean to do that. She says
well.
that she looks up.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like, you should own it and just pretend that you did.
Oh yeah, I totally meant to do that.
Well, I mean, you got to make it fun somehow, but yeah, it was impressive. I've never seen that misused as a utility thing.
Again, I really think it's the altitude. They seem like a lively bunch.
Yeah. And I mean, it's strangely. I mean, all of us really come from very different sort of walks of life, but I feel some sort of kinship with them, which I don't know if I like it because I can't explain it, or if I can't explain it and that's why I like it.
Yeah, funny you should mention that. There's something about you, all of you, but mostly you, that seems very familiar to me, like deep in my gut. And I'm not sure what that is. Like, you were familiar, but not you? It's something's off. And I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I felt the same way since I saw you. But at first, of course, I thought it was some sort of trick. I imagined that it was. I mean, I didn't know you, and I assumed that it was. When you say go to hell and find a red wizard, you don't really expect to trust them immediately. And I thought, okay, well, what does Lady Eliza have to get out of this? But if this is part of some evil plan on her part, I kind of feel like I'm okay with it. And maybe it's worth whatever consequences there are for us to get to know each other.
Maybe that is the feeling. I'm sorry. I'm not used to really any of this. So, but what you're saying feels right.
I mean, we're both experts in hiding who we are when it suits our purposes. But in a way, when I look at you, I feel like I'm seeing you. And when you look at me, I feel like I'm being seen. And normally that's very concerning for me, and it means a failure on my part. But again, I'm kind of out of my depth here, but I like it.
I'm not sure what to say to that. It's a feeling. I think it's comfort. You make me feel comfortable.
Well, I think that's the first time I've heard that from someone. But yeah, I mean, I feel the same. And I don't know if I'm really ready to show you, who I really am. But I feel like if you show me that I would trust you, I would show you that. Because I mean, for all of your bluster, and I mean, you're obviously, very powerful, and certainly capable of all of these things, but you say you don't understand, fun or any of these other things, and I think you seem very fun.
Well, fun amongst a bunch of pit fiends is a little different than fun up here, as you can see. And she points up again at the Eldritch Blast singe marks in the wall.
I'm getting the feeling that Lady Eliza is going to have some sort of other task for us. But I also feel like maybe we can find a way to accomplish something together, all of us, and that we should make our own plans. And if those two things coincide, that's great. But I wasn't kidding when I said I wanted to show you this world.
I wasn't sure how to feel about all of this at first. Lady Eliza seems, like you said, I'm unsure about her, but she kept referring to all of us as friends, and I feel like that's right. But I can't explain it. I've heard your voice before. Saying my name, it was from a kinku. And when he opened his mouth, it was you. I recognized the voice almost instantly when you guys showed up down there. Sorry, I got a little blasty at the beginning. Not really sure how to process some of these emotions. I'm working on it, though. Redhead, it's a fire. But I would like to get to know you better.
I think Rayonde is gonna go in for a kiss here. I think that's the way to do this.
Helene doesn't stop him, but looks very surprised and confused at first, and just lets it happen, and then leans into it a little bit. It was an interesting development there. I didn't hate that.
Well, I mean, the second one's usually better than the first. Now we've got some practice in.
Yeah. I could go for a second one.
As you all, I'm like, slow fade there.
By the way, we're doing an excellent job keeping watch here. I want you to know that.
100%. I'm like, speaking of watching, as the day wears on and you all eventually find your way to sleep, tangled up in the very structurally sound pillow blanket fort, or simply leaning side by side, hands intertwined there, just kind of against the wall, which is oddly comfortable for you, Helene. The hard floor and cold wall far more than these pillows and other accoutrements. And as you feel a sensation coming over you that you're not really accustomed to, Helene, you don't even have the word for it. It's a lack of tension, a lack of anger, a lack of fire. You've literally never even been told what that is. And you kind of lean here against him for a second. At the far side of the room, the hearth erupts into flames. Oh. My child, what have you gotten up to here?
Do I hear this?
Oh, yes, you hear it. It is the voice of Asmodeus.
Is it telepathic or out loud?
Only you hear it. Usually there is a roaring bonfire. It doesn't seem to disturb Rayonde or anyone else, but the hearth just erupts into flames and you hear his voice coming out of it.
I will try to answer back telepathically, if that'll work. They'll say, when in Rome.
Is that so? You know, when I tasked you with this mission, this is not what I had in mind.
I understand. But don't worry. The mission will get done. Have I failed you yet? Ever?
Never. And so few people ever fail me twice. Yes, no, it seems like you are well on your way to gaining all of their esteem. Soon you will be sworn comrades in battle, closer than siblings, although I must say, Helene, in the process of winning the hearts and minds of these heroes, you don't get any odd ideas in your head that you might be one too. You belong here as much as those scorch marks you punched through the wall. You're not the soft, sweet pillow. You're not the easy night and the sweet dreams. You're the burning hole punched through something beautiful.
Trust me, no one knows that better than I do. You don't have to worry, Asmodeus.
Remember, I know you better than anyone. I was there from you from the beginning. I saw and understood what you were, and more importantly, what you could be. These others may feel familiar in some fleeting, mundane way, but you know that I am the beginning and the end.
I know.
Well, as you know, I am a merciful God, and as such, I won't disrupt this, whatever this is. They're all so satisfied right now. They're all sleeping better than they have in years. So pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know how they sleep on those fluffy things.
Luxury breeds weakness, child. It's why you've never known any.
Thank you for that.
Oh, you always know just what to say. And what of Lady Eliza? Did she approach you?
She did. I think you would be interested in what she had to say, but it's a possible alliance. Your interests are similar, but she doesn't mean to step on your toes by any means. I think she's well aware that you could turn her into a pile of ash with a single thought.
Good. 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 Continue on, my child. You are making me so very proud. Continue wrapping these ones in your web, reel in this lady Eliza, and I assure you I will reward you in ways that only I can. Everything is going exactly as I have foreseen.
Good.
And when you said, oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, she just says, I'll do that.
When you say that, he just, you see the fire starts to diminish, and he says, remember, they don't know you. Only I do. And the fire goes out. Does Helene doing? Oh,
That was interesting. And she just curls up next to Rayonde and kind of takes his arm and puts it over her and snuggles into him, little spoon status.
and there in this citadel of Westfall, deep within the allied nation of Snowdon, 6 young heroes feel for the first time that they can remember, perhaps for the first time in their entire lives, that despite all of the storms and danger swirling around them, that for once they are exactly where they're supposed to be. And that is a good place for us to stop for tonight. And since we have an extra second, we have time to tell everyone where you beautiful people are and where they can find you. And we will start this time at the top of the horn, make our way back around with you, Alcuin.
You can find me on social media at Different Elves. That's different_elves. I have a few things I've done recently. You can look up Celebrity Charity 20 from the World Builders and reach out and read. It was a charity game that we did with an adventure written by Keith Baker, the creator of the Eberron setting. And I ran my group, who is part of a Red Opera campaign, the Red Opera. You can find that on Kickstarter. You can pre-order the book. It's a warlock-themed setting for 5th edition D&D. Yeah, you can do that. I'm also on, actually, it might have already aired by now, but you can find on VOD from Hunters Entertainment's Outbreak Undead. I've been guesting on a series that May is on called Rag and Bone, run by Knoxweiler Burf. Which is a lot of fun. And if you know me and B-Dave, you know that we like some Outbreak Undead. So check that out too.
Like is strong. We survived is more accurate accurate description. But yeah, that's you got to stay alive though, Alcuin. We're still undefeated.
I know.
Aki.
Hi, everybody. I'm Aki, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at MixGenie That's MXGINIINABOTTLE. And my entire Twitch streaming schedule is available over on my personal Twitch stream, twitch.tv/ShidariAki. That's SHIDAREAKI.
Man, that was a Japanese to English to sign language translation. That's like next level. That's epic level. Epic level. May.
Hi, I am Melee Damage. You can find me on all the socials, whatever it is, / Melee Damage. On Tuesdays, I do that wonderful show that Alcuin was just talking about, Outbreak Undead, Rag and Bone. If you've not had a chance to check that out yet, please do give us your Tuesdays at least once. Check it out. You'll love it. I promise you. if you don't, you can yell at me in a DM somewhere. But yeah, and Alcuin will be joining us again as a guest this week, which I'm very excited about. My show, Denver by Night, that I usually do on Wednesdays, just had its season finale. You can catch the VOD up soon, but we will be doing a charity stream on the 20th, 7 p.m. for Vampire the Masquerade. And it's a charity stream for COVID relief. So do come by and check that out. And I'm sure everything will be fine for them. No one's going to get hurt or die. None of that. And last but not least, if you get a chance to check out, I have a music single out called Mothership. We are finishing up the video. Hopefully by January, it will be done. You know, special effects take a while. We're just Mothership. We're going to do some like sci-fi stuff. It's going to be real cool. So check that out.
Perfect. Oh, hang on. We gotta kick it into turbo mode because we had a lot of time and now we don't. So D'Artagnan and Sam.
Hi, I'm Mattaliano, and you can find me at Mattaliano at all my socials. And I will just leave it at that. I hope to see you around. Love all of you.
Sam.
Simple Love, you can find me as a role-playing performer and variety streamer inside your local internet void at twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY.
B. Dave Walters at B. Dave Walters, where all kinds of stuff is happening. Happy New Year. I hope you had a great holiday. We will see you next week.
And you're clear.
Precision smoke bomb.